Alright, so I'm having a water pressure issue. This filter here keeps plugging up, and if you can see as I move it, there's a bunch of minerals falling off of it. And my water pressure doesn't seem to be consistent with my well tank pressure. Right now it is. The well pump must have just ran, but I'm gonna go ahead and tear this all apart and see if I can clean this up. I was told that if I let it soak in some CLR, it will potentially fix the problem. So let's see what happens. Water filter screen completely plugged up. Cannot get it to work. I've cleaned it every way I can think of except for this. I'm hoping that this will take whatever minerals that are locked in it completely out. CLR, I'm not a big fan, but I've been told it's going to work. Let's do this and let it sit in here for a while and see what happens. Not enough in here to quite submerge it all the way, but it did pull it up into the filter. So it says here, doesn't say how long to leave it set, does it? Man, this stuff smells. It's horrible. Guess what I'll do is I'll just put the lid on it, let it sit in here for 45 minutes, come back at it. Well, it's been a little bit longer than 45 minutes. Actually, it's been like 2.5 hours since I put this filter in here. I'm not sponsored by CLR at all. I was just curious how well it worked. Let's pull this thing out and take a look. Got to be careful here so I don't spill it everywhere. Oh my god, this stuff stinks. Man, this is like rotten eggs. Worst smell ever. I'll pause it and go rinse it. Alright, before I washed this in the CLR, the thing would overflow and no water would go through it. Now, it doesn't slow the water down at all. So I guess that stuff worked pretty good to break down whatever that calcium deposits were made up of. But yeah, I'm hoping this helps with our water pressure issues here, because we have a well and it's pretty horrible without it. Alright, time to put the filter back in. So I've got the valves both shut off on both sides and the other valve wide open, so there's no water interruption. And I gotta go down here and hold on to this little hose so that it doesn't spurt water everywhere. Drain that water out of the line. Put it in a bucket just because it's gonna leak when I open this up. Oh, there it is, leaking all over the floor. Drain all that water out of there. Well, after trying to clean this out, that's supposed to be clear polycarbonate. So now I guess I'm going to go try to dip this in the CLR for a while and see what it looks like afterwards. Alright, here we are out in the garage. This is my filter trap. Taken apart. I'm going to put it in the CLR and see if that helps. This container is not going to be big enough for that, is it? Let me come up with a different container. Alright, here's my different container. It's a screw container. And it should be big enough for this thing to go in and be washed out. I might need to dump the rest of the CLR in here though, out of the bottle. And hopefully, with a lot of luck, this will make this clear again. And now some paper towel. Gotta love shop rags. Let me get one out of here. Clean up my mess. You're supposed to wear gloves. At least that's what I thought it said. Yeah. Keep it off the skin. Should have grabbed gloves. I think I'll go grab a pair before I pull this out here in a couple minutes. Let me go grab some gloves. Safety first. Even though I'm, you know, however long I am into this. Let's see how well that worked. Took some of it out. I think I'm going to have to leave it sit in here for quite a while if I want it all out of there. Wow. There's quite a bit of rust in the bottom of this thing already. All right, filled it back up. Now we just let it sit and see what it looks like. This is the setup I've got. It's just full up to the top. This time I'm going to set a 40-minute timer so I actually get it right. All right, it's been 40 minutes. Let's go ahead and, wow, that light is kind of really in a horrible spot. You guys can't see nothing. Let's see if I can cover that. All right, so it's been 40 minutes. Sorry for the glare off of that window over there. Let me glove up and let's see if this filter housing is any cleaner in the CLR. Nope. Didn't seem to take any of that rust off on the inside. Let's see. We'll run a rag up in it. Oh, maybe a little bit. Maybe I let it soak for quite a bit longer, like I did the filter, because that seemed to clear it right up. And we come back at it. All right, let's reset and go from there. Without making a huge mess. And we come back at it again in the next, maybe I'll give it an hour. Well, the CLR, I just pulled it after an hour and a half of sitting in there. It may have cleaned it up a little bit, but I think this polycarbonate is permanently stained. But it will still do what it needs to do. Let's go rinse it off and put it all back together. All right, time to reassemble. Here's the filter housing, goes in here. Then the multiple stage filter is here, over to the well, and then out to the rest of the house. That's the filter itself with the device that's supposed to clean off all of the junk that comes out of the well. And for some reason there's a line on my camera, and I'm not understanding that one bit. there it is. I'm gonna go ahead and assemble it. I can't do this one-handed, so I'm gonna. All right, there it is with the filter put back on. I haven't quite opened the valve yet. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna have to make sure that the water comes out before it goes into the filter, so we don't over pressurize it. It lets the air all out too. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna slowly open up this valve here. The water's coming in, coming out. All right. Now I'm going to close this valve here. And I'm actually going to back flush this first. So I'm going to reclose this valve. We're at pressure. I'm going to open up this valve. There. That's the out valve. And then I'm going to reopen this valve one more time, just to make sure there's no air in it. Not getting any air, so let's take a look. Everything seems to be working. Close the bypass valve, open up the main valve, and then now the water filtration system's back in service. All right, let's hope that that worked pretty good to keep my water pressure constant. What's nice about this water filter here, I said that diverter thing or cleaner thing, it spins around on that filter and it knocks any junk that might happen to be in that, stuck on that. It knocks it down, and then you just open this valve and then dump that right out the water. If you can see all of the particles in the bottom of this, that was completely cleaned out when I started. So that's how many particles were in there just today. All right, thank you.